Breaking news just into our newsroom. Pfizer says its experimental COVID-19 pill cut hospitalization and death by 90%, and they're stopping studies early and seeking authorization right away to get it to the general public as quick as they can.
Pfizer's CEO calls this drug a potential game changer. Local breaking news overnight. A man is in jail after police say they caught him going 95 miles per hour in a 55 zone. Then they say he refused to pull over. The Highway Patrol spotted 33-year-old Glenn Reiner of Bismarck right around 10:30 last night on I-29. Troopers say he exited onto 13th Avenue South, got back onto I-29, then took the tri-level ramp onto westbound I-94.
West Fargo police slowed the driver with stop sticks. The pickup eventually lost a tire. That's when Reiner pulled over and was arrested. He's now in jail for DUI and fleeing. Also breaking overnight, arson is suspected in a massive fire at a strip mall in Los Angeles. It took 100 firefighters nearly 2 hours to get the upper hand on a blaze that gutted a karaoke bar and a pool hall. Flames ripped through that shopping mall, making it hard for firefighters to reach them.
One witness who works nearby says the business has been closed for a long time, and there have been what he says a couple of odd fires throughout the years. This same strip mall had an even bigger fire in May of 2020.
6:53 on our Friday morning, starting out very warm. We don't even want to think about winter, but Lisa, we got to start getting in that mindset.
That's right. You know, we have seen a couple of snowflakes already this week, not quite to the extent that it's going to affect your travel, but it is important to keep these in mind and plan ahead so you are safe once winter hits. So we're wrapping up Winter Weather Awareness Week with travel safety. And here are some reminders if you're going to be traveling, what you can do to maybe protect yourself and your family during the winter time. If you're going to be hitting the road, especially if you're going to be traveling for a long distance or out in the country, we're looking at wanting to notify your family and friends of your travel plans, the route you're taking, and when you expect to be where you're headed. That way they can keep an eye out, and if they don't hear from you, they can look for you in case you have some trouble out on the roads. Have that full gas tank, one, so your car starts on those colder days, but also if you run into trouble, you can run it longer, and have that charged cell phone. Bring that charger with you as well, that portable charger, so you can communicate. Survival kit, of course, is key. We'll have more on that as the winter goes along, all of the tools you'll need for that. And if you do get stranded, stay with your vehicle. Don't attempt to head to the nearest building or person or other vehicle because if it's a blizzard, you could get disoriented and you might just overestimate how far you can get in that kind of winter weather. And of course, you want to stay informed with us. Valley News Live will be keeping you up to date on the latest winter threats all season long. So yes, we don't want to think about winter, but we know it's coming. Here's a look at our visibility. It's more like fall here this morning. We're back to fall temperatures and fall conditions. We get a lot of fog during the fall months, and right now we're looking at visibility that's pretty low. We're down to a half mile in Jamestown, and throughout southeastern parts of our viewing area we're on the lower end. Also some lowering to the west, but no areas of dense fog being reported as of right now. Here's a look at our conditions. You can see in the southern valley we have a little wind, but also a little bit of fog down in the Hankinson area. Jamestown at 38 degrees, and everybody is at or above freezing. Bemidji a little cooler at 32. Fargo checking in at 39. So disturbances moving through today. We've got clouds associated with it, and then there's some showers out to the west. Those are going to sweep through and bring us a chance for a couple of sprinkles. I think what we'll mostly just see is some wind today associated with it. So heading out to the bus stop this morning, not as chilly. Ignore that lightning strike. And for heading home, we're going to be back into the 50s. We're not looking at thunder snow or anything like that. A quick look at your deer opener. Today, of course, we're going to be watching out for a little wind and a little bit of some sprinkles, but look at Saturday and Sunday. The opener for Minnesota looks fantastic, 60 degrees, maybe a little warm for hunters, and on Sunday 59, mild with light wind.
Looks great. Thank you, Lisa.
It is now 6:56. The Biden administration has set a deadline for businesses to comply with the president's vaccination mandates. Companies with 100 or more employees have until January 4th to ensure every worker is fully vaccinated or get tested once a week.
That covers 84 million workers. The announcement also calls for employers to provide paid time off to receive vaccinations and ensures unvaccinated workers wear face masks in the workplace by December 5th. The Pfizer vaccine is now available for 5 to 11-year-olds in the Valley. And at the West Fargo Sanford Clinic, 4 kids became the first in their age range to receive it yesterday.
Dr. Melissa Horner says this milestone is important in putting an end to the COVID pandemic.
It's just the thought about getting it. It's not really scary. It doesn't hurt. I just feel like you're getting a mosquito bite.
To learn how to sign your children up for the COVID vaccine, visit valleynewslive.com and click on this story.
The funeral for former Secretary of State Colin Powell will be held today at the Washington National Cathedral. President Joe Biden and former President Barack Obama are expected to attend.
Powell was battling a rare blood cancer when he died at 84 last month from complications related to COVID. He was 84 years old.
The first walk-in vaccine clinic in Grand Forks for kids 5 to 11 is in the books. And All True in Grand Forks says you can start setting appointments for children starting on Monday. If you want more information, just visit valleynewslive.com.
The Otter Tail County Sheriff's Office is investigating the death of an inmate. A 28-year-old woman was found unresponsive at the jail Wednesday morning. The Sheriff's Office says it's not clear if she was alone in that cell when she died. An autopsy is now underway.
A 26-year-old man is accused of stalking a 17-year-old girl for months. Fransley Duderville of Fargo is facing felony harassment charges. Court documents say the girl called police on October 27, saying he drove up to her at a parking lot at Minnesota State Community and Technical College and then blocked her in.
She also told police that he's tried opening her car door and then followed her closely around campus several times. She says she has continuously blocked him on social media, only to have him to create new accounts in an attempt to communicate with her.
Pilot Jeffrey Kloster is taking small steps to recovery just 3 months after his plane nosedived into West Fargo in a soybean field. His single-engine Cessna crashed on August 10th after the engine cut out and the plane clipped a grove of trees.
He suffered a broken femur and a shattered vertebrae. Still has a long way to go, but his family says he's staying positive and they thank the community for their support. You can keep up to date with Kloster's journey on his Caring Bridge site. We have a link to that on our website as well. Teachers at Stanley Junior and Senior High School in North Dakota are banning students from carrying their cell phones during the school day.
Yeah, kids will now have to leave their phones either in their vehicle or locker from 8:30 to 3:40. Teachers want to cut down on distractions during the school day.
And speaking of phones, let's get the answer now to that question of the morning. Our question today is: the average American family sends over 10,000 texts a year, and this is the #1 thing they're texting about.
We had some great guesses. I would have thought it was maybe going to be, where are you?
What
time are you going to be home?
I text people if I'm in the Target with them and I lose them. I'm like, where are you?
The real answer, though, dinner plans. What are we going to eat tonight?
Big question. Thanks for joining us here on The Valley today. We continue on the Fargo CW.